Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. We will get started in just a moment. Okay. Hello. Welcome to Alt Legal Connect 2021. I'm so excited to have you here for the second annual Alt Legal Connect conference. My name is Bree Vantil. I am the Director of Education here at Alt Legal. I am also your Master of Ceremonies for Alt Legal Connect. Now, I would like to introduce you to Nehal Madhani. Nehal, who is my boss, also the founder and CEO of Alt Legal. He is a former attorney at Kirkland and Ellis. He used to do bankruptcy law, so it totally makes sense. I was like, you know what, that's stupid. I don't want to do that. I want to do this other thing instead. Sorry for all you people who do bankruptcy law. I don't. It's nothing personal. But one of the things that he absolutely found was that he just wanted to create more efficiencies because he kept seeing all these things in law that were just redundant and frustrating. So he's like, I'm going to start this company. And then as part of that, he just kind of stumbled into IP because he was managing his own trademark filings. And, one thing led to another, and thus was born Alt Legal. I think probably for Nehal, as for me, one of the best things was the community in the trademark world. We just absolutely love it. So trademark docketing just hasn't been the same since. Thank you so much for that, Nehal. In case you're curious, my understanding, and I can't tell you from experience because he lives like 2,000 miles away, but I understand that Nehal also makes a mean pizza. Anyway, all right. Thank you so much. Nehal, you're on.
Thank you, Bree. And a special thanks to you, Stacy, Saren, Linza, Sophia, and the rest of our amazing team for organizing on our brilliant agenda for our virtual conference series. I want to welcome you all to Alt Legal Connect 2021. As Bree mentioned, we're so excited to have you here. It's hard to believe that it's been a year since our inaugural conference. And a lot's happened since then, obviously in the trademark world, but life beyond IP as well. And this rapidly changing world and unique circumstances that have been brought on by this pandemic have presented a number of personal and professional challenges, I think, for everyone. For me, the past 18 months involved balancing a newborn and a toddler and leading Alt Legal's growth through a pandemic. Left me with a few more gray hairs, but it also let me spend more time with my family. And in many ways, it's also created opportunities for each of us to make an impact. So here we are, a year later. And this morning, I want to use our time together to walk you through what the next couple days or next few days of Alt Legal Connect are going to look like and how this conference brings together Alt Legal's broader IP community initiatives. Our goal with this conference is for you to leave with the knowledge and the connections to strengthen your trademark practice. Bree and her team have gathered some of the best minds in the trademark world and beyond for this conference. Our core sessions look amazing. We want to update you on the latest case law. We want to provide you tips on how to be more efficient and successful with your trademark practice. And we even have a discussion on how you can use your role as a trademark professional to improve our society. We have so many other topics. So with my time this morning, I want to go over some of the highlights of the next few days. After highlighting our conference agenda and some of our IP community initiatives, I'll broaden our perspective here and share what we've been seeing across the trademark world and how our vision for the future of trademark practice is being shaped by better tech and data. The next few days are filled with so many opportunities to learn and connect. And I know I can't wait to get started, so let's just jump right in. It's September now, and that means it's been almost 7 years to the day since we launched the very first version of our trademark docketing software. And that was back in Labor Day weekend, 2014. And now we're grateful today to the nearly 1,000 different organizations that have adopted our docketing software. And we're so happy to see so many of those customers join us. And we're equally excited to welcome so many others in the IP community to our conference today. This year, as Bree mentioned, we have 11 exciting sessions, and we're really proud of this lineup. Now, I'm an attorney, as Bree mentioned, and I've been to so many CLEs that were difficult to sit through with content that was less than helpful, with speakers that were less than engaging. Our speakers are dynamic, and our sessions feature practical materials that will help you in your daily practice, and thought-provoking content that will encourage personal and professional growth. One of the sessions that we're really excited about is that we have 2 deputy commissioners at the USPTO who are going to talk about key updates involving the Trademark Modernization Act. And as many of you have experienced, they're also going to talk about how they're handling the recent surge in filings, and of course, the delays in time to first action. But that's not all. We have sessions focused on dealing with office actions and the refusals associated with them from 3 experienced and successful trademark practitioners. We have a session on how IP lawyers can advance social justice. We're going to talk about marketing ethics for attorneys from one of the ethics experts across the country in the world of IP. We're going to talk about how you can successfully handle TTAB disputes. And even before then, how you could handle your cease and desist letters with creativity. We also have sections on the business of trademark law and how you can market and how you can effectively maximize your ROI on your marketing. We have a session on global trademark prosecution. And we have 3 experts that are going to talk to you about recent updates to trademark practice. We have a session just dedicated to how you can be an effective blogger, a session on CRM optimization, and so many more in terms of workshops and the content that we're bringing there. But what I love most about this conference, and what really makes it special, is everything that we're doing to make connections. And in fact, this is why we named it Connect. Now, for those of you who attended last year, you know that this theme was front and center as we chose technology providers, scheduled social events, networking events, and created workshops. And this year is no different. So please take advantage to connect with each other because community is more important now than ever. And last year, we received such positive feedback about all the ways to meet and talk to people. So we wanted to make sure we offered all of those again this year. And I think in many ways, we've made it even better. Last year, attendees used Brella to match with other IP professionals, vendors, based on their shared interests, and they scheduled hundreds of one-on-one meetings. And I'm excited to share that we're already on track to exceed that this year, and we have just started our conference. We also last year had virtual speed networking, which was a huge hit. So please join us for that this year. But one of my other favorite things about Connect last year was that our in-session chats were buzzing. There were nearly 2,000 messages sent from attendees to each other in just a matter of days. So as you attend these sessions, I encourage you certainly to be engaged with the session, but also our chats. They were very lively. Folks were sharing knowledge with each other, asking questions, introducing each other, and connecting. But our opportunities for connecting with each other aren't limited just to sessions. And we've organized some great casual virtual experiences that Bree mentioned. So we have a virtual escape the room. We have a cooking masterclass that is being taught by chefs in Italy. They're going to teach you how to make delicious gnocchi and tiramisu. And we even have a tour of the Great Pyramids. So we'd We'd love for you to take advantage of all of that. And we'd also love for you to help us spread the word about the connections being made and the insights you're gaining at our conference. So use your social media channels and use the hashtag AltLegalConnect. The 3 best posts will each win a free item of their choice from Trademark, which is our Etsy swag store. And the best part about this swag store is that all the net proceeds from this goes right to charity. So please post, please share what you're experiencing. And lastly, I want to take a moment here to thank all of the sponsors who've made AltLegal Connect possible this year. So Clio, a leading practice management system, Delegate.legal, your source for paralegal services, Frost Zelnick, a premier IP law firm, Gravity Legal, billing software to help you get paid, Legal Ease, which provides bookkeeping services for the legal profession, McCabe Ali, one of the best IP ethics firms, Rudra International, which provides IP investigation and brand protection services, and 2 Weeks to Trademarks, which offers trademark and marketing courses as well as materials. These are among the best at what they do, so please connect with them through our conference platform. The past 18 months have certainly taught us a lot, and in particular, it's taught us just how important it is to have social connections and community. And so at the onset of the pandemic last year, our team really tried to step up to find ways to help trademark professionals continue to stay in touch, engage, and connect with each other virtually. So we launched our regular webinar series last year, which has been thoughtfully curated by our lovely Director of Education, Bree. We've continued them this year, and they've not only allowed for delivery of meaningful content and valuable content, but meaningful opportunities to learn and connect with fellow trademark professionals on a regular basis. So in 2021 so far, we've had 11 webinars, and they've drawn in nearly 3,000 attendees. And they cover topics that you care about and you need updates on, like the TMA. We had one on basic test searching. We had one on advanced test searching, and even NFTs for trademark attorneys. And like at Connect, the chats were always lively. Regulars welcome newcomers. Attendees asked each other questions, and they even shared helpful tips and resources with each other. And this is what really makes me love our community of trademark professionals. And as Bree may have mentioned in her intro, we're thrilled to announce that this year we've become a accredited CLE provider in California. And what this means is that we can now offer CLE credit in California and by reciprocity, so many other states. So we still have a few more webinars coming up that we've announced, 2 more in 2021. So the first one is going to be with a UK attorney on October 14th, and he'll be discussing some of the differences between US and UK trademark law. On December 9th, Donna Tobin is going to be talking more about the TMA and its impact on your practice. And in January, we're going to talk about how you can leave a large law firm and hang your own shingle. So we're so excited about this content. And last year at AltLegal Connect, we announced our free trademark paralegal course. This course is designed to help new and experienced trademark paralegals improve their skills. So we launched it last year. We've had nearly 400 students register for the course. And last year when we launched it, we had roughly 2 sessions lined up. Now I'm pleased to announce that we have 8 completed sections, which is our entire course. And these sections not only include video content, but they include guided notes, quizzes, as well as resources that can be helpful. And now that the full course has been released, we've also created a final exam and will issue certificates of completion upon passing the final exam. So if you haven't accessed it, please check it out at altlegal.com/paralegal. and please share it with anyone. Again, it's a free course. We're thrilled to offer this to the community. And as a new announcement and an extension of this paralegal course, this November, we're going to be launching the Alt Legal Paralegal and Administrators community. It's going to be a community dedicated to paralegals and administrators that will allow them to have online discussions, virtual networking, and best of all, we plan to have it member-driven. We have nearly a dozen individuals interested in helping us organize and lead it. So if you want to learn more, if you want to be kept in the loop as we launch this, please email us at community@altlegal.com. And I mentioned this earlier, we're still continuing to grow our swag store on Etsy, where you can buy the lovely punny trademark gear that I know many of you love. We're adding new designs regularly. And again, all proceeds from this are actually going to a charity that we love. It's called the Playing Field Project. It's a nonprofit started by recent law grads that is focused on diversifying the legal profession. We love the mission. We love the impact that they're having already. So please check out our Etsy store and stay in touch to see all the new things we're going to be releasing there. And lastly, one of the things that we're really proud of as part of our community efforts is to be able to share important IP and trademark related news and updates and even jobs on our blog and our weekly newsletter with nearly 2,000 subscribers. If you visit our blog, it's become a top destination for trademark professionals that need the latest updates and want deep dives into the nuances of trademark law. We hear your questions and we create content that addresses them. Now, historically, the majority of content that we've written has been by our own team, but we want to expand our community efforts. So we're welcoming any contributors with diverse voices and experiences to write guest blog posts. You're going to see some new authors in the coming months. And if you're interested in being one of them, please reach out again to community@altlegal.com. We'd love to have your voice. And some of our most popular content there for the past year has been on test searching, responding to 2D refusals, NFT basics for trademark attorneys, and everyone's favorite, failure to function refusals. There's so much great content there, so please check out our blog. Now, you can see we're working hard across so many of these mediums to make trademark professionals' lives easier. But ultimately, if there's anything else we can do, please let me know. We're dedicated to this mission. So I want to take the remainder of our time here and talk about the future of trademark practice. And as you can imagine, as a trademark docketing software company, we have the unique vantage point of seeing literally how thousands of trademark professionals manage small to large, national to international trademark portfolios. And because we're so focused on automating workflow and we do research into IP offices and their data, we also get a chance to talk to IP office leadership regularly. And this really lets us hone in on our mission and find new opportunities to build efficiencies for trademark professionals. Now, some of these things are items that we're doing from a product standpoint, but there's other times that we're advocating for change in a broader IP landscape. And we want to have an impact on both so we can continue fulfilling our mission. And the one thing that's become increasingly apparent to us as we look at the trademark landscape is that data is growing exponentially. And we need to push to organize this data and build automation. So let's start at looking at what happens from a global perspective with filings first and what's been happening on that level. So contrary to what many of you have seen and would have expected rather, is that IP filings globally have surged over the last 18 months. In fact, I think all major IP offices as of August 2021 were reporting double-digit growth in applications over figures from 2020. At the USPTO, there's nearly a 50% increase, with nearly 800,000 classes being filed as of July. and filings are projected to hit nearly 1 million classes this year. And the same is true for the EU IPO. They're up 23% in 2021. And like I said, this is a trend globally. So what we know is that trademark practice is more important and more global than it's ever been. And this creates a need for trademark professionals to access data from global IP offices. What we've also seen now is that these offices vary in data accessibility and standardization. And part of that makes it difficult for trademark professionals to completely automate their workflow. Now, if you're an alt legal customer, you know that the USPTO makes available all of its trademark filings through a reliable API. And this is the core of what lets us automatically identify your trademark filings, docket them, and update your filings and deadlines. But taking contrast to the Kingdom of Tonga, there is no API, and there's not a searchable public trademark database for sure. Now, of course, there's a benefit to this where some companies have filed in the Kingdom of Tonga in secret because there's no database and use Section 44D as a filing basis in the United States to claim an earlier priority date and still keep the trademark secret. But there's one IP office I want to highlight today that I think represents the future, and that's the New Zealand IP office. They've been leading the charge in what's possible with going fully digital. So years ago, I think they went entirely paperless. And as part of that, they released a powerful application programming interface, API, that embraces this open data trend. So APIs, if you're not familiar, essentially let two computer programs talk to each other. And they've built an API-driven architecture that not only do they use internally, but they also allow third parties, including applicants, attorneys, IP holders, and vendors, to take advantage of this architecture and take actions on IP filings without ever having to go to New Zealand IP website. So what could you do with this? You could literally file a new trademark. You could renew it. You could retrieve information about the trademark. You could retrieve documents. You could respond to examination tasks for a trademark, all without ever going to their website. So you could imagine a world where you could have an online intake form automatically that a client completes, you review, and that is automatically submitted to New Zealand website. You would then receive updates regarding the docketing and documents. You could even respond to common examination issues along the way and renew the trademark, all through your docketing software. And it doesn't take much to see how much time you could save and how many errors could be avoided with this. And this is the future. And our goal is to have all IP offices operating this way. Now, it's a long journey to get there, but we are working on several initiatives, actually, that we'll be announcing soon to bring IP offices together and provide them the guidance and resources to do so. We think the future for automation is incredibly bright, and we're going to be able to do so much more with data, particularly as more IP offices provide this level of programmatic access and adopt a modern framework for technology like New Zealand has. So what does it mean now? What can trademark professionals do today? Now, we know that, as I mentioned, not all IP offices allow for this kind of automation, but it's clear that automating your workflow to whatever extent possible has become a necessity in the broader legal market. Across the legal industry, clients want their law firms to deliver more and more, but there's only so many hours an attorney or paralegal has in a day. It's also becoming increasingly harder to find good talent in a competitive job market, not to mention the cost of training and retaining this talent. And again, this is true for IP as well. Trademark law firms are increasingly feeling capacity constrained in terms of what they can offer their clients and what their clients expect from a service standpoint and a billable work standpoint. Clients want their law firms to be efficient, reduce cost, use technology, and while at the same time understand every detail about their business and provide that personalized human service. Like I said, this human element is certainly reaching its limit, and we're going to need more tech to get this done. Earlier this summer, Casey Flaherty wrote about just how much time could be saved by reducing low-end friction in legal work. And his point was basic, which is that so much legal work is still being done manually or suboptimally. As a result, because we're starting from such a low baseline, minor improvements could have multiplier effects and deliver significant time savings. Automatable work can account for as much as half of the effort of a new filing. That could double your capacity or require half the amount of hours needed. And these are meaningful changes, right? Clients want white glove service, but they don't always want to pay for the cost of it. So how can you do this today? And our view is that this is where technology and data-driven automation come in to drive these small incremental gains that in the aggregate add up to something incredibly substantial. So if we're going to stay focused as trademark professionals on substantive tasks, this means that we need to use automation to eliminate the repeatable work. And we need to be able to delegate the purely administrative tasks to other team members and outside folks. The way technology and personnel are focused on just providing personalized services at the speed and cost that they want. So briefly, let's just take a quick walk through what trademark prosecution could look like from beginning to end. It might begin with an engagement letter. Then we gather the client's details about their trademark and their strategic plans. Then we'll run a knockout search or full clearance search. We'll deliver a memo to them. We'll file that trademark domestically, maybe globally through WIPO or other direct filings. We'll track this across jurisdictions, staying on the top of status and related deadlines. Some clients may even want you to monitor for similar or infringing products through services like 2D Watch or traditional watch service. They want to know about status updates, any changes or alerts to any oppositions. They want us to prepare potentially a letter of protest, handle any disputes. And once a trademark is registered, they want us to monitor it for post-registration infringement and maintain that trademark globally and domestically. There's a lot of steps here, and they're repeated over and over for each mark and for each client. And so my suggestion is to find these incremental gains, take each of these steps, break them down into subtasks. For each subtask, identify the inputs that have to go in, the outputs that are generated, the decision points that need to be made, the documents and emails that need to be given to a client, and who or what should do each part. Basically, we need to thoroughly map this process. And once that process is mapped, you can take a hard look at what can be automated with tech. You can look at what can be delegated and what are the substantive parts that should be reserved for trademark professionals. Now, this may not make you 10x faster, but given that we're starting from a low baseline, it will certainly have a multiplier effect. It can make you 2x or 3x faster. What could you do with half or a third of your time back or more? And all this relies on having incredible data. And while it's not all available from IP offices, we're doing whatever we can at Alt Legal to make this possible. So over the last year, we've launched a number of key features. We've brought in international trademark data through a third party so that you can integrate that into your trademark practice and your docketing, and we alert you when there's any updates to these matters. We have introduced the ability to docket custom matter types so you can track any kind of matter in Alt Legal. We've built a direct connection to the Canadian IP Office database. We've introduced a new way to manage your deadlines that offers full granularity and customization options so you can organize your data the way that you need. And today, I'm excited to announce that we've started working on what we call docketing rules. Docketing rules allow you to set conditions that are specific to your docket so that our software can automatically take action on your behalf. You could specify that if a particular trademark is filed in the UK for a specific client, automatically put in these 4 reminders because this client likes a little bit more hand-holding than other ones. And we're going to be rolling this out across dockets in the coming months. We couldn't be more excited about the future of trademark practice and prosecution. We want to eliminate as much of the administrative and repetitive work so attorneys and paralegals can focus on the substance. So with that, thank you for joining us for Alt Legal Connect and for giving me the time to share my perspective on the trademark landscape and how we can all work together to build more automation and efficiency while still retaining and regaining that human connection. With that, I'm excited to officially launch Alt Legal Connect. I'll give it back to Bree for any final logistics. Thanks, everyone.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so very much, Nehal. That was incredibly enlightening, and I hope everybody else is as excited about our initiatives as I am, as we are.